Welcome to the Elevate Denver podcast, the place where local businesses and the Denver metro community connect. Here's your host, Amber Betts.
Hello there, I'm Amber Betts with the Elevate Denver podcast, and today we're super excited to be here with Michele and Brian. They are the owners of Spray Net Denver West. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about your business and what you do.
Great. Well, we spray proprietary coatings for a factory finish, usually on site. SprayNet is really wonderful at their chemistry, and they have created a number of different coatings that are patented and that are, a cut above the rest.
Okay. So what are we painting? Cabinets? What else?
Kitchen cabinets, certain types of siding. So we can do aluminum and vinyl siding, which most painters can't do or shouldn't do. We can paint them and give them a factory finish and warranty them for 15 years, like our other proprietary coatings. We can do, we have a really wonderful stucco coating that's very elastomeric, repairs hairline cracks and prevents them from happening. We've got a really spectacular brick stain. I always tell people, don't let anybody paint brick. We'll have to talk about that more. But painting brick is very bad, and I can tell you more about that in a bit. But we can also paint vinyl windows. We can do garage doors, front doors. We can do some other things too, but we don't warranty them for 15 years if they're like wood and stuff like that.
Okay.
So
The areas that we specialize in is typically where other painters struggle or maybe shouldn't be painting. So that's what we focus on. That's our niche.
Interesting.
yeah. And we also have a roof resurfacing product called Liqui Roof, which is going to change the future of roofing.
Oh, amazing.
Instead of tearing off a roof and taking it to the dump, we have another solution that lasts as long, that's hail resistant, wind resistant, that has great granule adhesion and is breathable.
Amazing. All right. Well, the homeowners need to know about that. So that's
Yes,
awesome.
they do.
and it's half the price of a new roof. So
Right.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, tell us kind of your background, how you got into the business.
You want to start, Brian?
So initially, I was in the handyman industry, and I'd always been looking around at different franchises, maybe to see what's available or what's out there. And nothing really came across was that exciting. Maybe a place has an app that can take your appointments or something, kind of basic. When I came across SprayNet, I really liked how their approach to the difficult surfaces that they were doing. So, initially Carmelo, who started SprayNet, he was painting houses out of college and really struggled when they were done with a job and there were certain items that they just couldn't touch, because traditionally it wasn't feasible. You couldn't paint vinyl because you're going to warp it. It's going to absorb the solar. And anyway, he didn't accept that that's the way we've always done it. So he hires a chemical engineer, manufactures all of his own coatings that are specific to the surface they go on. So that's why we can paint, vinyl without it warping, or vinyl windows without those, interfering with their function. So it was just really exciting for me to learn that this product was out there and he was solving these problems that took a lot of struggle and difficulty anyway. I painted kitchen cabinets. I understood what it take to, what was involved in order to get the proper adhesion of the paint so that you don't get chipping or peeling or, so that it's going to look good down the road. That's a major struggle with common, off the shelf paints.
I talk to a lot of painters too, and very often, because there's stuff we don't do that they do and vice versa. So I often will give leads to other painters if that's something that we don't do. So I always ask them, do you paint kitchen cabinets? And some of them, very often, they will say, I do, but I'm not really thrilled with my results. Maybe I should start giving those to you.
Right.
Because they are hard to do well, and nobody can do them better than us. So there are some people who can do them as good, but they usually have a lot of experience and they just have it down. But it's hard to do. We're the only kitchen cabinet painters that Lowe's recommends in the area. So they know what a good job we do.
So you kind of started this, but tell us more about, why your customers and clients, why do they choose you over somebody else? We've started to get into that, but expand on that.
Yeah, I mean, we are a great alternative to replacement.
Okay.
So, for example, on kitchen cabinets, a lot of people will price, what it takes to get new cabinets, and apparently those are going to be going up even more soon. But right now, I had one client who had a smallish kitchen, and he got a bid for $20,000 to get all of his cabinets replaced. He said he also got a bid to get the doors replaced, to reface them, and that bid was $11,000. He couldn't believe it.
Wow.
And then we came on, and we were able to paint his kitchen for $4,000.
Yeah.
So for him, he's like, yeah, where do I sign? Because he knew that it's just, that we had a great product and process, and that it was going to be far cheaper than if he was going to tear it all out.
Yeah, we've taken 40-year-old cabinets that are solid wood, oak, and made them look brand new. And then there's other cabinets that we've gone in and painted, brand new cabinets. And the quality of some of the newer stuff is not as good, the wood quality of them sometimes. Right. So, if your old cabinets are really functioning well, and we can make them look brand new, and put new hardware on, soft close hinges.
And do it in a few days.
Yeah.
People are thrilled, and
low VOCs.
Yeah. That's one of the big things. Our products are very green and sustainable. And one of the aspects of them is they have very low VOCs, about the lowest you can get and still be a paint. So when we're done with a kitchen, for example, it doesn't smell like an auto body shop. People are really stunned when they come in and they're like, wow, it doesn't even smell like you painted.
Right.
Awesome. Tell us about any other kind of, misconceptions about your industry or business.
Yeah, I mean, I think people assume until they get to spend some time with us. I do a lot of one-on-ones with, through the Chamber of Commerce and other groups. And, with realtors, especially, they're a good networking partner for us. So, they just assume in meetings with our quick 30-second commercials that we're kind of typical painters. We're in the painter category. Yeah. But really, once they learn all the things we do and don't do, they're like, oh my God, you guys are so different. I can't believe all the things you can do that most painters can't. So, I mean, we had a client this spring who had aluminum siding, and usually you have to replace that. I used to be a roofer. I have an eclectic background myself. I was a teacher and then a roofing project manager. So that was one of the draws to SprayNet, was the liquid roof product, because I had a lot of experience with that. And there were times in the past when I was project managing things after hail damage, and I would have a client with aluminum siding. I could not find a painter to paint it, to do that. So in those cases, they have to replace that siding, and it's nice, sturdy siding. So it's not something you really want to do, but at the same time, if it needs a paint job, you can't really get somebody to do it. So we can do it. It'll last. It holds up to the sun and everything else. We give it a 15-year warranty and a factory finish. So the guy that we did that work for, he was thrilled because he believed we should be charging more. He said, I really thought I was going to have to replace this, and you guys made it look like brand new.
Right.
We also did his brick. He had a brick lower part to his house, and between that and the brick and we did his vinyl windows, we did his gutters, his downspouts, his doors, his garage doors. It was a total transformation, and he was thrilled.
Came out really nice. Yeah, Michele typically handles the sales. I typically handle production. And on the production side of things, the one thing I hear probably the most from clients is they're amazed at the amount of effort that we put into it and the preparation that goes into it. Right. It always blows them away, because we'll have our entire crew there for a couple of days just getting everything ready. 90% of it is preparation. So
got it. Okay.
Yeah. And we spray everything. We never brush and rollers, so you never see brush and roller marks on cabinets or exteriors. Just a top quality factory type finish.
Amazing. All right. Well, tell us any kind of news, updates, specials, things happening right now.
Yeah. One of the things, Liquid Roof is really exciting. And our corporate went to State Farm, to their corporate, and they want to start putting this on their clients' roofs every 10 years. And they wanted to send us to this umbrella agency called the Insurance Institute for Business and Home Safety. They run it through a 1 to 3 year testing process. And then once they're done, all the underwriters know what to do with us.
Sure.
Because right now it's a unicorn.
Yeah.
Nobody else does this. It's not a conditioner like Roof Max. It's literally a roof resurfacing product that we can spray on. It's got roof granules and resin that's blended together, and we spray it on. They just told us in the last couple of weeks too that we're going to be able to start doing flat roof systems, which is really exciting because that is, there's a lot of commercial properties that that need to have some roof work done. And if we can do it for a fraction of the cost, it's just going to be a big game changer in the industry.
Amazing. All right. Well, you mentioned the brick. Yeah. Say what you were going to say about painting brick.
I'd love to. We have a brick stain. It's a proprietary brick stain that we spray on. It is a one-time application. It doesn't, unlike paint, it doesn't need to be maintained. So once it's on, it's part of the brick. Paint, you need to paint every 5 or 10 years, and it does damage. I have a friend who she loved her brick paint. She had it done several years back. But she called a structural engineer out to her house one day because she was having cracking on the inside walls of her house, and she couldn't figure out what was causing it. He said, it's because you painted your brick. You need to remove your paint and then stain your brick. Wow. So, that is not an easy thing to do. It's not a cheap thing to do. And needless to say, she owned other properties, commercial properties, and she had us do 2 apartment buildings that were brick because she didn't want to make the same mistake that she had made before. So I kind of make it my personal mission to spread the public service announcement about don't paint brick. We can update the color. It looks like paint, but it doesn't lay over the top, and it's breathable. So it'll never do that kind of damage.
Got it. Yeah, we see that a lot. So I'm here in the Highlands, Northwest Denver. Yeah. All those old brick homes. And
I know. I really want to reach them all and tell them there's an alternative.
Right. All right. Well, tell us, I'm sure you guys stay busy running a business, but what are we doing for fun? What do you do outside of work?
Well, we have some electric bikes we like to go out on sometimes. We live in Arvada, so we like to go down to Stanley Lake, around that area. I like to dance. Brian likes to hang out with his kids, play some video games, go out to eat.
Yeah. Try to keep them fed.
All right, guys. Well, that kind of wraps it up. Tell us all the ways to reach you, your website, phone numbers, socials, all that good stuff.
Okay. Well, you can go to our Facebook, which is SprayNet Denver West in Greater Boulder. Our territory is Lakewood up to Longmont, including Boulder. There are 2 franchises in Colorado, so there's one south of us too. But anywhere that there isn't a franchise, we can also work out of bounds. We have, Brian's looking up our vanity number.
So anyway, like our local number, if you want to reach out to us, is 303-268-2636.
And then you can go to spraynet.com. That's the main website, or you can go to our microsite, which is Denver West.
You can schedule a quote online as well.
Awesome.
It's free quote.
Find us Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn,
YouTube. We have lots of videos. Check out our videos on YouTube.
Awesome. We'll do. All right, Michele and Brian, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Amber. Been a pleasure.
Have a good rest of your day, and thanks to the listeners out there.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Elevate Denver podcast. If you'd like to be featured on the show, go to elevatedenvermedia.com. That's elevatedenvermedia.com. Or call 303-359-2140.